Great, okay. Hi Matt, thanks very much for joining us after the game today, Bishop Stortford. 2-2 draw.
Yep.
I think it was kind of like, it felt like we really deserved the win at the end of that game. How did you feel?
I think we did enough to maybe nick the win. I wouldn't say deserve as a situation. I think our first half performance from 2 or 3 other players wasn't good enough. I felt that defensively our back 5-6 unit were fantastic. Nabil was superb. I think others decided to watch him, unfortunately, so we needed a few harsh words at half time. So that didn't deserve us to win the game today. That first 45 minutes performance from 3 or 4 not joining in. The 25 minutes in the second half, that was good. That was us. That was us back to where we are. Positive, discipline, doing things off the ball, putting the ball in the right area, runners going past, creating opportunities. You need to be better though. We've had probably 4 or 5 opportunities at goal, but we've wasted, I reckon, a dozen. 12, 13 opportunities to cross, to put the ball in the dangerous area, the wrong choice selection, the quality. And unfortunately, when you are dominant like that in possession, which is fantastic from us, that's brilliant. If we don't put the ball in the right areas, you don't get the chance to win games. And you've always going to get a chance at this level, any level, getting caught, and fair play to them for 10 men to taking the point. So, long-winded answer, I know. Did we deserve it? I think we probably could have nicked it, if I'm being honest. And 10 men, you should win. But we didn't, and that's some naivety from us, and that's been there all year, and that's got to change, and it will change next year, because some lads are going to have to realise that.
I mean, in terms of the game today, I think obviously there was a number of situations where we got ourselves in fantastic situations to be able to score, and I think perhaps you've obviously recognised that lack of sort of out-and-out striker with the club, and obviously Tom coming back into the club. Tell us a little bit about that. What's happening with Tom and coming back to the club?
Well, the first part's about Tom. Tom comes back in. He'll be available next Saturday, and he'll start next Saturday. There's no doubt about that. Like I said, he'll be available for another couple of games as well. So he's not here, going to be here. You see him every week. He still lives obviously down in Newport, and it's not possible. But he's not currently with Hungerford at the moment in time. So he will play next Saturday because it's near him, Dorchester, or nearer to him than it is for us. It's a weekend of the 14th, I think, is available, and we might get another 1 or 2 out of him. We'll see. But it'll depend on his situation. He's tied with work full time now and etc. But while he was available, it was a bit of a no-brainer. And it's one of those ones as well. I can't remember the stats from the top of my head, but Nabil has scored something like 7, 8 goals, I think 6, 7, 8 goals in 14, 15 games. So his return is good. He's done well. It's a case that we've just dried up. The last 2 or 3 games, we've dried up producing and actually kind of putting ourselves in that final third with quality. The quality's been poor. Today, we got there and we did produce, but again, the final decision at times wasn't good enough. So we can score goals here. Dylan and Nab scored great goals, but the problem is we're not consistent, and that's why bringing Tom in helps massively, because regardless of what he may not do, he puts the ball in the back of the net, and at this level, at any level, you need that, especially games like today when we've camped in their half for long periods of time. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in terms of the situation with the club prior to Tom coming back in, is that something that you noticed that there was a lack of distinct strikers in the club? Is that something you've been looking for? Has that been a hole that you've been looking to fill, or is it generally you're just looking to bring good players back to the club?
Not really. I think if you look at it, we can't be short-sighted, because when Tom left the club, we had a good 8-week period where we're flying and everyone's happy and we're scoring goals, winning games, and the only actual addition was Lewis. So Nabil was still there scoring, Dylan was scoring a little purple. But these things happen. We've got to understand sometimes that the personnel of type has changed a little bit. So Lewis offered us going in behind massively. So he's not with us anymore, unfortunately, which is a massive shame, out of our control, but it is what it is, it's football. But we've still got players like Dion, like Nabil, like Dylan, who score goals. We haven't got as many now, because obviously when Tom left and Lewis, and it is hard to try and find that type of player. More than anything, and you look for them, and it's okay. People say, "Oh, it's a lad at step 5 and step 4 and step 6," and we're not that ignorant or arrogant to knock that. But we need people to come in and score goals. That's the situation we are. We're not in pre-season. We need to do that. So we've got targets for next year, but you need to bring the right people to suit our style. So that's why. Jordan, who can play left back, because I've heard he was obviously injured today, but can play higher. You can see the boy's quick, he's pacey, he's direct, so he will play up top as well and play up high for us there. Tom can run in behind, so that was definitely what we had to do. But it's not as easy. That these players cost money. B, they're at clubs, they've got situations and stuff like that. So you have to get the right type of people in. The one thing I haven't done this year, I want to try and do, is just recycle players for the sake of it. and unfortunately we haven't got enough younger players also just yet who are ready to do this. You've seen the standard today. You know, these are good players. So Dion, Dylan, Nabil, players that everyone's fans have been going, oh, well done, well done, well done. The players we've got underneath, they train with us, we look at them, they're brilliant, but they're not up to that standard just yet. So if we're not scoring goals, we need better, or we need similar at the very least. So Hindham's hard, but we think we've done that, and we've got 2 goals today, so hopefully we can step forward and try and score a few more going forward in the next few weeks.
It's been a difficult time, hasn't it? Because you've had sort of 3 or 4 games now, I think, where you've not had a full bench of players available to you. It's been difficult through a number of reasons. You've managed to sort of battle through. I know that we haven't picked up a number of results over the last sort of 2-3 games, but you know, from your perspective though, is there anything that the club can do in terms of being able to turn that round and make sure that doesn't happen again?
It's not the club's fault. The club have been really supportive. I mean, I'll be very honest. I think, like, you know, we had a very purple patch when Tom was there, other people here. We were slightly over the budget. It was what it was. We were on a good run. We were trying to support that, and Lee supported it and the club supported it. It's fantastic. You have to kind of claw that back sometimes when you realise your situation. And it's just been bad luck because out of the last, take this game out of the equation, it's the last 2 games have been the worst. Prior to that, we've gone 2-1 against Slough. We're probably going to get promoted and might get out of this league. So 2-1 at their place. It's not bad when you've got 12 men and 1 man breaks down on the day. You can't expect that. Prior to that, it's Hereford away. 1-0. You know, people are getting trounced by them. We've gone there again with the smallest squad. We know that. The problems that have arisen is Harry O'Malley. The poor lad's gone in for an operation. We think it's going to be 2 weeks. He's got an infection and now he's out. You know, his health's more important than football. So at the time, you hang around for 2-3 weeks, hoping to come back. Now he's done, and you only find that out. Jack has a hamstring problem, which he goes to Slough with. We think he's fine, and he pulls up in the warm-up. You're getting something you can't. So these little things happen, and again with Merthyr. I've got Liam ringing up ill on the day, generally ill on the day, we think, and David Bridges, who has a personal situation the night before. So, you know, you don't just pick people up and go at 8 in the morning, go, can you come to Merthyr? People have got situations. So we've had a lot of bad luck, and since have been injured, stuff like that. And if you just bring players in for a short 2 weeks' time, what players want to play for 2-3 weeks? They want to come in for a long time. Then you forget these boys 5-6 weeks ago were the ones who've done really well on a good run. So why do you sacrifice them? So you have to play it carefully. The club have done nothing wrong. We've, I think, apart from probably 1 game. No, the Slough run, luckily we had 2 subs. You have 2 subs. 1 breaks down, so it looks bad on the day. Merthyr, we 2 on the day. 1 the night before. You can't just miraculously get people to come to Merthyr. So we've had a bit of bad luck in the last 3-4 weeks. So that's all it is. The club can't do anything. Could we take as well kids? People are saying about we could do, but they've got to play football. So the reality is, if we're taking them there, and I just spoke about it, even though they're good, young, honest players, and we like them, they're going to find it hard. This isn't, you know, this is a good level of football, and we've taken the opportunity for them to play 70, 80, 90 minutes here for the reserves, who need the help and support as well. That's thinking of the club. Then you've got to put all these into perspective. You've got to think of the finance, what the reserves need. I can't just take Mark off. I would never take players off Mark when he needs them, when they're in a battle, more than a battle than us, you know. So all these things have come into it. No, the club have done nothing wrong, and I think when you look at it in the whole scheme of things, if it's been 4 or 5 weeks, but we've had a good 2, 3, 4 months. So
absolutely,
you know, got to weigh it all up sometimes. I
think sometimes, in a way, from I suppose the fans' perspective, that you know, we have been on the back of what has been a very, very successful period of time. And I think that even as you say, when probably some of our toughest games that we've had recently, we have not been far short. It's just been probably, you know, a couple of players difference in terms of being able to win some of those games.
Merthyr and Basingstoke, I apologise. They were awful. They're abysmal. I've told them that in more than certain terms. I take those 2 into that and just say they were horrendous. That's a fact. I don't think we had 17 players or 11 players. You know, we were just poor. There's no argument for that. There's other reasons behind it at times, but that is just fact of the matter. But prior to that, you know, like I said, take it in context, we're a bottom third type budget side, very similar to like the Bigglesways of this world. We've had a great run. We had prior to the 2 games with up to Merthyr and Basingstoke, we've had Hereford. We lost 1-0 away from home, done well. Slough 2-1. Taylor Pyle scores that in the last minute. We equalised. Everyone's cheering for that one. We beat Chesham convincingly here in that little run. We've beaten Tiverton here in this run. So
it's a really good game.
Yeah, it's been good. And don't get me wrong, I understand it. And we sometimes, you know, we are short-sighted in things, and it's getting too highs with highs and too lows with the lows. But I would apologise massively, and I would never have an argument against the last 2 games prior to this. They were awful, absolutely. But prior to that, I'd question how badly we've done when we've taken good teams to the wire a little bit, but when you put it all together and then you have a few players out, it makes it look, oh dear, what's going on? The wheels are falling off. The wheels haven't fallen off.
No.
We've still got things to play for. So,
I mean, in terms of where we are at the moment for this season, obviously, I say it's probably been one of our most successful seasons that we've had for a while. How do you sort of approach towards the end of the season now? Because obviously, it's not a great deal in terms of that we can do. Obviously, not push forward in the table.
Yeah.
How do you motivate the players now, and what do you need to do to be able to sort of keep things moving forward?
We try and keep doing the same things we did before. A lot of accountability has to go to the players now. What do they want? We've made it very clear. This isn't a massive statement we're making it, but we want to improve next year.
Yeah.
So whether we finish this year, we want to go better. So if we're looking at maybe finishing, I don't know, dare I say, 10th to 14th, is that kind of little area we could finish in, then we need to, we're not making big shouts about saying this is what's happening, but we would want to, me, Matty and Bridger, to go, can we go another 4 places higher next year? And so do players want to be part of that? That's a question you ask them.
Yeah.
We've got loads to do. We've got some, you look at them and think, oh, do you?
Yeah.
But we've got a cup final as well. So, I might only pick 14 players for the cup final because I want to win it.
Yeah.
So if I've got players who are choosing to only be part of the last 3 or 4 games, then I won't have them on the 16-man squad.
Yeah.
Things like that. So it's a bit of tough love a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a bit about kind of, they've been looked after well all year and coached well all year. This is a bit about them now kind of showing their desire and want to improve and be better and win games and play. But we're going to keep doing the same things, which is trying to kind of motivate them to win games and finish the highest the club has for a few years, and be part of that and try and bring a cup back as well, which is, I think, is massively important. So if we can knock around the 60 points mark, which is achievable, it'll be hard work, but it's achievable, and win a cup, then this club's gone forward and they're part of that, and that's massive credit to them.
Yeah.
They need to show that in the next 7-8 games, otherwise the opposite effect could happen and stumble only 5 or 6, 7 points ahead of last year's total and lose a cup, which is progress, but it's not where it potentially could be from where we started. So
Yeah. Fantastic. All right, great stuff. Thanks very much for your time today, Matt.
Anytime.
Great stuff. All right, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks very much. Thank you. Bye-bye.